Hello and welcome to the channel. In case you're meeting me for the first time, you can just write the word new in the comment section and I'll give you a warm welcome. Today we are looking at the story of the death of Kenechukwu Okeke, a very vibrant young man, a Nigerian, although he is a pro-Buharist, who died. Let's take a look at his story. While the whole of Nigeria was in pandemonium during the endsars protests that the government are still denying claimed lives, rose a young man from the east who stood for the government against the very youth bracket he belongs to. His name is Kenechukwu Okeke. He labeled himself as an activist, while he sued 50 people including celebrities like Falz, Wizkid, who he claimed were promoters of the endsars protest. He even sued CNN for fake news and recently sued Vanguard newspaper for calling him a fake lawyer allegedly. A lot of people claim he was paid by the government to be a voice against the youth. Maybe Lai Mohammed had also lied to him about a couple of things. Come on, he's still lying right now. While Being Real George believes that no one should rejoice over the death of another for the sake of humanity, the news of his death seemed to be of great joy to many Nigerians, especially the youth, who wouldn't stop blaming him for working with Buhari, our 𝐼𝐢𝐢𝐙𝐼 president. He's always assuring us everything. Even right now we are talking about if China is going to be seizing some of our assets like it has seized Ugandan's airports. Let's continue. But his death had nothing to do with his stance against the endsars movement. Already, his case was thrown out of the court for not holding water at all. But let's talk about how he died. Please viewers, at this point, please be mindful of what you see because some pictures might be disturbing. On Sunday, 17th of October 2021 is a day his wife, Blessing Odinakachi Okeke, would never forget. Kenechukwu was macheted by his attackers numbering 7. Including one of his tenants. This happened in 𝐼𝐡𝐴 near Onitsha in Anambra state, in the presence of his wife and little daughter. I cannot even imagine the sight of witnessing the death of your own husband or your father in cold blood. But let's continue. The tenant by the name 𝐲𝐨𝐙𝐵, who was living in their house, packed out of the house without their knowledge and asked to be given 2 months of his rent that was remaining, but the couple told him he should have informed them he was packing out. Tell me what you think about this, because if you are leaving your landlord's house without his permission only to come back when he never knew you were not around to ask for your rent, is that the right thing to do? Let's go on. When they told him he wasn't gonna get the money for this reason, he openly threatened to teach Kenechukwu Okeke a lesson. Actually, at this time of this conversation, Kenechukwu Okeke was not around, but his wife reported the situation to him. Of course, the opinions of the wife is the same as the opinion of the husband. Two shall come together to become one, right? His wife told the news media that she told the husband not to confront him because of his bad reputation and antecedents. But Kenechukwu, who happened to be not just connected but knows his rights as a lawyer, reported to the DSS and the police, which led to 𝐲𝐨𝐴 signing an undertaking. But this did not stop 𝐲𝐨𝐴 from carrying out his plans, disturbing them, and looking for ways to get back at them for not paying him what he felt he was due. This continued until they met Kenechukwu Okeke on that fateful day. 𝐲𝐨𝐴 came purposefully to confront his former landlord, but unknown to Mr. Okeke, his former tenant came with his gang, and before he knew what was happening, he was attacked with machetes, and a fuel they had prepared to use for their generator was poured on him and lit. That is how Kenechukwu Okeke died in the hospital where he was rushed to. Mrs. Okeke, the wife, lamented initially that since after her husband's death in October, the family has been left alone with the burden of catering for his burial, just as no mention or quest by any organization to take up the matter has been heard of. Not even the police or DSS he reported to arrested the person, even with all the evidence that had killed her husband. But when Daily Post reached out to the Anambra State Police Command, the spokesperson of the command, DSP Kenechukwu Okeke, said that the police is aware of the matter. He said, and if I'm to quote him directly according to what is on Daily Post, this is what the spokesperson for the police had to say. It is a reported case, but for now I tell you that the matter is still sketchy. Just give me some time, I will get back to you with full details of the matter, he said. But on November 27, 2021, the Daily Post published that 𝐲𝐨𝐻𝐵 has been arrested. But what do we know about the killer 𝐲𝐨𝐻𝐵? I'll be back in a second. 𝐲𝐨𝐻𝐵 is an indigene of Enugu State and a butcher at Tarzan Market, which is close to where Kenechukwu's house is at Tarzan Junction. But it must be noted that the arrest came 24 hours after Daily Post reported on the gruesome murder of the deceased. Although details of the arrest are still sketchy, the police said the suspect had discarded his phone number and gone into hiding when it dawned on him that the killing of Okeke had become public. But he was later smoked out by the police operatives and now helping police authorities with the investigation. You might be wondering, why did the police not take action when this happened until it was out there in the news? I've always told you guys here on the channel the power of attention. When once you have attention, or when once the public knows about something that is supposed to be maybe private, people might be reminded of their job or maybe trying to cover up something. Let's go on. It must be noted that his death was not reported anywhere until Daily Post exposed the details of the murder. Hence why Kenechukwu's wife remains thankful to Daily Post for bringing public attention to the case. But the question is, what else did Kenechukwu Okeke do in the past that might have warranted such silence about his person even when he died? Kenechukwu Okeke is the MCSD National Coordinator, which is a good governance initiative, a civil society which is pro-Buhari government, I would say. In March 2020, Kenechukwu Okeke said he would sue Nigerian police force after news broke out that a policeman had killed a 16-year-old 𝐻𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤. He also sued the governor of Anambra State, his very own state, 𝐲𝐨𝐻𝑉𝐿𝐼 Obiano, because of the way his government presented the state budget in 2019. Still in 2019, he carried the government to court for banning keke in the state. So aside him suing those he called the endsars promoters, he had been in the habit of looking out for the government or for the people. Maybe his act in the state might have been the reason why the public outcry of the wife wasn't heeded to. What do I want you to learn from this? This is someone that is pro the present administration, or would I say pro Buhari? Come on, why would you come out against the very same you to belong to and say that whatever they're doing in the name of endsars is politically motivated or something? Anyway, the cost throughout your case in court. But of course, I would say for a fact that maybe Kenechukwu Okeke might have been paid by the government, or maybe he really does have a heart for the people. But where the majority of the youths have a particular mindset about something and are coming out against, but of course, people died. The debate is still on about the whole endsars situation. But why is Lai Mohammed still lying? Kenechukwu Okeke might have been a victim of unexpected circumstances, but it's not a reason for people to be rejoicing over his death like I saw on Instablog. No. No one should rejoice over the death of another, even if the person was a great enemy. I believe in humanity, of course. I don't rejoice over people's misery. Yes, I can talk about them, of course, but for the sake of humanity, let love always lead. May the soul of Kenechukwu Okeke rest in peace. And you watching me right now, don't be a puppet of the government for whatever reason. Because even when things happen to you, the same people you were a puppet for, I'm not saying Kenechukwu must have been a puppet or something. Maybe he stood for his own rights, or he stood for his own opinions as a concerned citizen, but many people have called him a puppet of the government who just died mysteriously. And let his death not be connected to the fact that he had something to do with the government or he was against the endsars protest. No. What happened was unfortunate. My mom would always tell me when I'm driving on the highway, assume the person coming before you doesn't know how to drive or is crazy. Be on your lane, do what you know you have to do, and try as much as possible to stay out of trouble. Treat everyone with respect and love, and maybe certain things will not happen in your life. What is the point of me saying this? My dear wonderful viewer, things are happening in the world. This is his tenant that did this to him, his own tenant. But what made him feel so untouchable that he had to take the news coming out for him to feel shaken? That is a question we have to ask about our system. Because we have situations whereby the government use thugs, use people, Nigerians, against Nigerians. We have an election coming up very soon in 2023. Different people have come out for their intention of running for the position. And the same Nigerians, the same youth are going to be used for thuggery. And these are the kind of people that would come out tomorrow with machetes to make sure that whatever opinions or whatever agenda they have comes to pass. Maybe that is why the police found this sketchy. Maybe that is why there was a silence around this until the news media themselves came out about it. And what is my job as a person here on the platform? Of course, I talk about things that are trending. But again, may the soul of Kenechukwu Okeke rest in peace. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, be sure to give it a like. If you don't like it, it's okay. But I hope to see you next time. I remain being real George.